Hey guys, this is Yobi1, and guess what? This is the video where I'm going to start telling you guys a little bit about what you've all been asking. How did I learn Japanese? じゃあ俺はもう2年間ぐらい日本語を勉強してきましたね。今からみんなに俺の勉強し方今教えてあげるよ。じゃあ I started to study Japanese when I was in high school. So I took Japanese for 1 year and I learned hiragana and katakana. So that was a really good experience. And then after that year, I took a little break, and then I started studying Japanese again when I went to university. So I started studying for about 1.5 years in university, and I studied a lot. I studied pretty hard. It was my favorite subject, so it was like my interesting class. I went to each class. I had a really great teacher named Hori Sensei. She was like best teacher ever, and I really put a lot into it. I think Japanese is a language that you have to really get the base down. For people who just study Japanese in those Japanese class just to get a grade and get out, you're really just doing yourself like the harm. If you guys build a base, like you're gonna build like the roots of like a strong tree, and then it gets so much easier to grow from there. So once you get that strong base, then it's not hard to pick it up. You learn how to study Japanese and you learn Japanese. So at first it might seem like a lot to learn like 100 kanji. But when you get used to studying kanji, like, you'll pick up kanji, like, easily. So, just keep at it. Once I was done that, or I did the 1.5 years, I went to Nagoya. So before I went to Nagoya, I really didn't know how to speak. The way that I learned how to speak Japanese was that I just spoke a lot to my Japanese roommate, and I just spoke a lot to everybody. And I just made the effort to go hang out with Japanese people and speak with them. I would go drinking, I would go sit in the library every day, just make friends, and I would just practice. And I would just repeat the same things. And I would ask my Japanese friends, like, how do I say it in a natural way? So that was the biggest thing, was just being able to speak with people. So think about, like, you're taking Japanese class. That's your teacher teaching you how to do the exercises. But your muscles will never grow unless you actually exercise them. So that means you have to be using the language. So it's more than just learning the grammar, it's applying the grammar. I always say there's a difference between knowing the grammar and being able to use it. You might be able to get 100% on a Japanese test, but you won't be able to speak like that if you don't apply it. So that's the main key, is to apply everything you use and try to do it a lot. And then my focus was mainly on learning how to speak and listen. So one thing that I always recommend to people is I watch a lot of anime, Japanese movies, manga, and I listen to a lot of music. And people are like, you can't really study Japanese like that. That's the best practice to get good. You need to kind of train your ear to listen and understand Japanese, and then by listening and like watching shows and then singing the songs and stuff, you're training yourself to be able to pronounce it better. So your mouth has to get used to training and making the sounds. So the whole rarirurero, like how they say their R's, and just the Japanese innuendo. So the more you watch these cultural things, the more you hang out with Japanese people, the more you hear how they speak, the more you'll actually pick up the ear for it, and you actually sound more fluent. So it's about balancing, you know. So I would just watch a lot of anime, seriously, and I would watch an anime once without subs, and then I would watch it once with subs and see how much I understood. It was all about self-practice, so it's important that you keep up the studying. I'd say that I used to be really good at Japanese. I was probably like JLPT 2 when I left Japan, just about, and now I'm probably like really, really crappy, but I'm going to start studying a little bit more before I go. I forgot like all the kanji that I knew, but if you keep on it, it's not that bad. So I can still speak with my friends. You can get that fluent tongue if you try hard. I really try to get like the accent down. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about how to study Japanese, just post them on the comments underneath, and I'll try to answer them. I can tell you guys maybe like the textbooks I use. I watched one of Tkyosam videos, actually. His video was what kind of inspired me to immerse myself, because that's the real way to learn and speak Japanese, is immersion. You can immerse yourself even if you're in North America, just by watching and listening to Japanese like at least 1 or 2 hours a day, and practicing speaking like every day. At least if you have Japanese friends, or if you have friends that are studying Japanese, or if you're taking Japanese class, speak every day. Don't be afraid of sounding dumb. Just say it, and people will help you and people will correct you. That's the one thing that makes people like not good at Japanese, I think, is they're too shy to actually speak, and they think that they sound stupid. And you know what? You will sound stupid, but eventually you'll pick it up, and then you'll sound great, and then you'll live a great life in Japan, and it'll make the difference of an awesome life in Japan. So it's all about the effort. You get into Japanese or you get out of Japanese what you put in. If you put your heart and your effort in it, it'll pay back. And then you'll start watching Dragon Ball Z without subs, and then you'll start hollering at Japanese girls, throwing out some nampa, and then you'll just be living it large in Japan, and you'll be doing big things. So I suggest look at Tkyosam videos about watching or learning Japanese with Katz. That was one of my inspirations. Thanks, Tkyo. They talk about a computer program called Anki. You can go to Anki, just Google it and download it. It's really good. Make your own custom flashcards to help you study if you're studying Japanese. That's what I use. That's how I studied kanji. That's how I studied vocab. It's really useful, so check those out, and maybe I'll make some more videos about how to learn Japanese. I'll leave this with a little Japanese lesson about my favorite Japanese word. My favorite Japanese word is chimpun kampun. So it's a little bit of a funny word. It sounds funny. If you say it to Japanese people, they'll laugh because you say it. But chimpun kampun means like gibberish. So if somebody speaks to me and I don't understand what they're saying, I just look at them and go, chimpun kampun, and then they kind of laugh. So that's one of my favorite words. So use chimpun kampun, and thank you for watching. And yeah, don't forget, comment, rate, subscribe. If you guys comment, I'll answer your video, or I'll answer your questions. And yeah, spread the love. じゃあね、皆さん。バイバイ。